Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Higurashi and the Cry. So, we're going to continue where we left off, exactly where we left off. So, let's already continue. So, here, make, here, okay, close. Hey, let's continue. In Mizawa was really small village. Not only there was only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompasses all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels. They all study in the same class. I'm told long ago there used to be a bigger school building and they actually separated classes. However, it seems something happened that made become single class, and it stayed the way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quick. I've already gotten quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such lively mood, it felt more like kindergarten than a proper school. Not that it was a bad thing. Mion, who was walking in front of me up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Spoiler alert, it will be a prank. Hehe. Too bad I was going for fall for that.
ここで先頭を譲るとはな。お手並み拝見ってことかよ。
Mion chuckled with only smirk on her face.
どうしたの二人とも。
It's the old trick that they do in Japanese schools. Like when you open the sliding door, there's like something with powder that falls on your head.
下がってろれな。危ないぞ。
Even though it could be a fake out.
やつだ。
え？じゃあ、さとこちゃんが？
Her name is Satoko Hojo. She was disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talked was annoying, but it would be mature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this.
見え見えの罠だな。引き戸の上に挟んだ黒板消し。
Yeah, eraser.
見え見えだぜ、サトコ。
A haughty laugh came from beyond the door.
お見事、ケイちゃん。こりゃ今回は勝負あったかな。
いや、相手はサトコだ。
She still has a trick on her sleeve.
これだけとは思えない。
After falling for such intricate trap, since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko lived to combine a variety of traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one, traps that relentlessly kept coming at you, like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax.
見たところ黒板消しは普通。石とかは入れてないみたいだな。
I took a pretty heavy hit from the blackboard eraser loaded with proxy on my first day.
じゃあさ、ガラガラって開けて落としちゃえばいいんじゃないかな。
それだ。
That's what Satoko was after. Making me focus my attention upward, so I lifted my hand to the door. There were thumbtacks stuck to the sliding door handle with a tape, a frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using a blackboard razor.
見事なコンボだ、サトコ。だが所詮はガキの浅知恵だったな。
I showed him my victory. I threw the door open and stepped into the room. And it was a trap. I felt out this razor at my ankle. A similar sensation to jump rope catching up my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall almost picturesque manner.
ケイちゃん、避けて。
She did a fake out on him. Instinctively reacting to Mion, Shrill warning, I twisted my body in mid-air before I landed on the floor.
いっててて
An inkstone, filled to the brim, was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation I had landed square on it.
あらあら、これはこれは。おはようございます、ケイチさん。朝から賑やかですわね。
Still sprawled in the awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice.
一段とスペシャルなトラップワークになったじゃないか、サトコ。
私何のことかわかりませんもの。朝からついてませんわね。
てめえ。あ、いっててててて。
It seemed like inadvertently sprained my ankle a little when I landed. Then landing on that inkstone. Small hand gently rubbed my head.
ケイチの痛いの飛んでいけです。
The small dainty hand continued to gently stroke my head.
腰とかはくじかなかったですか？こうして撫でていれば痛いのは消えてきますです。
I thought about asking how rubbing my head will help my back, but I didn't. There's not much about what you actually do. It's the thought that counts.
ありがとな。リカちゃんのおかげで痛みが引いてきたぜ。
リカちゃん、おはよう。レナにおはようございます。みんなにもおはようございますです。
Rika-chan greeted each of us with an adorable little bow. It was infectious. Ranamune and I all bowed back.
リカちゃんはいい子だよな。それに比べてサトコは。
I glared over in a direction Satoko was whistling, while Redder deliberately trying to avoid eye contact.
サトコはいい子でございますのことよ。
いい子はこんな凶悪な罠は仕掛けないぞ。
言いがかりでございますわ。
By the way, this series will be, I'm pretty sure it will be the longest one.
何の証拠があって？
I picked up Satoko by the back of her collar. She looks like a misbehaved cat when I do that. But a cat wouldn't be setting traps. She's much harder to deal with.
ごめんなさいって言ってみな。言わないなら。
I cocked my index finger on my thumb, letting it tremble as I brought it closer to Satoko's forehead.
暴力反対ですの。証拠もないのに。
言っとくが俺のデコピンはすごく痛い。ベニヤくらいなら割る。
やめて、やらないでけだもの。
人様が聞いたら誤解するような言い方をするんじゃねえ。
Small hand tugged on my back of my shirt.
ケイイチが2日間もお休みしたから寂しかったのです。
Rika-chan really is just so. How could I do anything more after being told that? I gently released my grip on Satoko, who at this point was on the verge of tears. She still had her eyes clamped shut as she braced herself to the forehead flick. What a crybaby.
悔しくなんかないもん。泣いちゃダメです、サトコ。ファイト、おーです。
Rika gently patted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess those two are at the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan.
今度はもっとすごい罠を仕掛けなさいですよ。
Don't encourage her! Wait a minute! As she observed the scene, Rena's expression grow ecstatic as she began to swoon.
サトコちゃん泣いている。
So cute!
持ち帰っちゃダメだからね。
You can take them home.
だってこんなに可愛いよ。
どんなに可愛くてもダメなの。
でもちょっとくらいならダメかな。
Rena kept a cutesy face even though outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person?
物もまずいが誘拐はもっとまずいぞ。
Yeah, it is.
諦めろ。
じゃあ見てるだけだよ。それならいいよね。
Rena swooned over Satoko crying for him. If a girl ever goes missing in Mizawa, it will be forced to turn Rena into the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I will be sure to bring your care package when you put her your way.
先生来たよ。
Oh, class begins!
早く片付ける。さとこ、すずりあんたのでしょ。
Just for me on single statement, the entire mood in the room shifted back to normal. The inkstone was bad, but the thumbstick stuck on the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to screw myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tied up.
間に合ったね。起立。気をつけ。
Mion gave out the morning comments. It's different being the teacher for all those different grades in one class. She has to teach something different to each one. But naturally she ends up spending all her time with the younger kids. Rena and Mion, being the highest grade in the class, end up mostly doing self-study. They even end up letting teach the younger kids, so it seems like they can never get their own studies. They're actually way behind where my studies have progressed to. As a result, I'm pretty much taking over the class and helping Rena and Mion with their studies.
ケイチ君はお勉強教えるのうまいね。わかりやすいよ。
Rena took a breather after finishing highlighting the important section.
教える端から自信がなくなるよ。自分の理解の浅さがわかるな。
人に教えるには3倍理解してなければならないって言うしね。ケイちゃんもうちらに教えながら同時に復習もできてるわけなんだよ。
In contrast, this person over here is quite least fair about things. For one, isn't she supposed to be in a higher grade than me?
ミヨンさ、一言じゃないぞ。真剣にやんないとまずいぜ。こんなレベルじゃ。
別に進学校を目指すわけでもないし、受験に必要なそこそこができてりゃ十分。
Her staunch defiance was really something else. This is a different type of relaxed than somebody who already knew what is going to be on the entrance exam.
みーちゃん、ケイチ君が頑張って教えてくれるんだからさ、私たちも頑張ろうよ。
レナは素直ないい子だな。先生がきっといい学校に進学させてやるからな。
ありがとう。
レナには特に教えてやるからな。二人きりでプライベートレッスンだぞ。
プライベートレッスン。
A puff of smoke shaped like an halo popped over Rena's head. Exactly what kind of private lesson she fantasizing about is making her turn red. I'd like her to hear the play-by-play of the next time. While Mion was flipping through her vocabulary flashcards, she through a casual
都
question.
会じゃさ、こんなに勉強しなきゃいけないわけ？
この程度はできないと進学できないね。
進学できないから勉強するわけ？
まあ平たく言えばそうなるな。将来役に立たないのは承知で。
こっちじゃあさ、出席日数が足りてりゃみんな進学できるんだよ。
そうなのか？
Oh, so easy? That easy? Study equals entrance exam. Having the basic law of the universe so easily overturned sent me into a state of shock.
そうかもね。試験で振り落とさなきゃならないほど人もいないし。
Yep, that makes
誰
sense.
でも進学できるならさ、そんなにガリガリとやることもないんじゃない？
まあそうだけど、でも一般常識程度にはできた方が。
おじさんはそんな無駄な勉強に時間をかけるよりさ、
Huh? Me?
この思春期の貴重な時間をもっと有意義に過ごすために使うべきじゃないかなと考えるわけよ。
It was so profound of statement to simply laugh off. But since it was Mion, it probably didn't actually have a deep meaning of a meaning. In place of a chime, the sound of principal waving the handbell drifted through the classroom.
ケイちゃん、おしまいおしまい。
Class is done.
さあ、楽しいランチタイム。
That's it! In a complete 180, from her unmotivated state, Mion gave a command that signaled the end of the morning period.
ケイチくん、お昼にしよう。
I might have been making a very troubled face. Rena smiled brightly at me.
よっしゃ、飯にするか。
There seemed to be different leash, even within the class. Most of them were divided by gender and age, but our group was different. Our age were different and we have boys and girls. But we weren't reserved around each other. This level of openness make a transfer student like me pretty happy. Ren and Mion pushed their desks together so they are facing each other. At the same time, Satoko and Rika-chan was slowly looking at the desk over as well.
ケイチくん、早く早く。
Rena waved her chopstick in an unrefined manner, trying to hurry me along. Unless everyone was together, they wouldn't even open their lunch box.
ケイチさんのお弁当はきっと貧乏くさくパンの耳に決まってますわ。そう、恥ずかしがらずにお見せなさいな。ほらほら。
When Satoko was hurling insults at me, the student wouldn't open the lid to her lunchbox until I was there. I pulled out my lunchbox swiftly and dragged my chair over to the joint circle.
お待たせ。
では、ミー委員長の号令でいただきますです。
At first it was kinda embarrassing, but I got used to it pretty fast. At this point I probably wouldn't even open my own lunchbox if someone else was too slow. Our ages and genders may not be all different, but we are all friends.
いただきます。
Tatakimasu! The sound of our little 5-part chorus echoed beautifully through the classroom. Really, I've gotten pretty used to this group made up full of girls. I'm on Steam, so. Of course, there was the other boy in class, but they were a lot younger, so they were scared to approach me. Well, that's to be expected. Younger boys just see older boys as scary. Compared to girls, well, at least the girls aren't picky. We put all our side dishes in the middle, so everyone is free to pick them. Thought girls wouldn't mind sharing a meal with a guy. I was a bit flattered. Join in, however, Mio noticed that and teased me quite a bit. As a fruit of my efforts, I can now reach over and take sides from anybody's lunch.
あらあら、ケイチさんのお弁当は今日は大奮発ではございませんこと。
あらあら、さとこさんのお弁当こそ大奮発ですこと。 煮物がしっくていい感じですわ。
Buying into the fight that Satoko was starting, our chopstick locking the cross counter, stabbing into each other's lunch.
ビビ
お、里芋がいい感じだぞ。煮物は冷めててもうまいよな。
After seeing my happy face, Rika-chan's expression broke into a little smile.
夕べの夕食の煮物少し取っておきましたですよ。
By the way, Satoko and Rika lunches are always the same. It seems that Rika makes it for the both of them every day.
この煮物もリカちゃんが作ったのかい？こいつはお袋の味クラスだよな。
I was honestly impressed. The carrot rosette weren't from a mold, they were done by hand with a knife. That's not easy to
リ
do.
カちゃんって何気にそういうの得意なんだよな。
お裁縫とかお洗濯とかも上手なの。すごいよね。すっごいよね。リカはいろいろとすごいんですのよ。
お前が威張ることじゃねえ。
僕よりレナの方がお料理は上手です。そのね。
Seemed that the topic of conversation switched to Rena when she wasn't expecting it, making her blush and trip over her words. Rena's lunch really was the star of the table. Not only did it look good, it tasted good. Everyone else put for me in the lunchbox
これ
constantly.
前に評判良かったからいっぱい作ってみたの。美味しいかな？
かなり合格点。あ、ミオ、お前取りすぎだよ。
Knocking Mion's chopstick aside, I reached out, trying to secure my own portion. Satoko and Rika-chan reached over to the same time, at the same time, and struggle ensued. Everybody shoveled in mouthful after mouthful while praising it, and Rena's lunchbox was soon empty. It was kinda bad. No one thought of leaving any for Rena, but Rena seemed rather satisfied as she looked on.
いかがかしら。レナさんもとてもお料理が上手ですことよ。ケイイチさんとは大違いですの。
だからお前が威張ることじゃねえだろ。
さとこだってケイちゃんと変わらないじゃんよ。あんたブロッコリーとカリフラワーの区別つくようになったわけ？
Yeah, broccoli and cauliflower is not the same character. So I know. Satoko's face went pale.
おいおい、ブロッコリーとカリフラワーの違いなら俺だってわかるぜ。
わかりますもの。わかるもん。
It's really hard for her to lie.
ケイイチくん、どっちでも茹でてマヨネーズかけると美味しいじゃない？いじめちゃかわいそうだよ。みーちゃんも。
Rena hurriedly tried to follow up, but Mion laughed. Hopefully, there are some things in the game that I don't know where they pulled them from. Like I never heard this before. Laughed heartily. I have no idea. As she drew closer to Satoko.
まあまあ家庭科の授業ってことで。じゃあさとこ、これは？
Mion lifted up her chopstick. Between them was a piece of green stuff wrapped in bacon.
でもそれアスパラ。
Yeah. Mion made eye contact with me, and within 3 seconds I had Rika's mouth covered. Holding a piece of bacon wrapped asparagus, and giving her 2 choices, she was pretty terrible.
その黄色がカリフラワー、緑がカリフラ。
さあどっちだ？
多分黄色がブロッコリーで青がカリフラワー。
Wrong!
でも緑は
本当にどっちか分かってる？降参した方が良くない？
Expected less from the class representative. The oldest. The way she drives people into a corner just shows how much experience she has. This is just a hunch, but being brought into Sonozaki household must be quite an
わ
ordeal.
かりますもの。わかるもん。
じゃあ答えなよ。
わかるもん。 わかるもん。
She broke down. She finally broke down and started crying. When she acts like that, she's quite start to seem enraged.
かいよ
Rena entered the state of euphoria and Satoko bawled her eyes out. Rena was in the state of bliss as she rubbed her cheek against Satoko's head and smoothed her. Really? A very constant face. One that couldn't carry the word in it right now, it was kind of a smile.
レナミオンさんがいじめるんですの。かい大丈夫だよ。レナお姉ちゃんが悪い人たちはやっつけちゃうからね。
Out! Whoosh! Boof! Bam! It was like a flash of lightning.
今一体何が
Both Ren and Fizz shout out supersonic speed, tagging Mion and me squarely in our faces. Before we knew it, Mion and I spread eagle on the floor, staring at the ceiling with the matching welts on our
ケイ
faces.
ちゃんは食らうの初めてだよね。今日のはまだ甘い方。
She seems bad.
甘いってこれよりまだ上があるってのかよ。
With that, Mion and I both slammed our head back to the floor in unison. From now on, I'll be careful when I'm within striking distance from Rena.
ほらさとこちゃん、やっつけちゃったよ。かいお持ち帰りしたい。
Make sure Rena couldn't see it, Satoko stuck her tongue out at us. Damn it all, using Rena like a puppet. Rika-chan massaged our bruises without saying a word. Okay, so we end the school day, so I guess it's a sign for us to end the video here. I need to stop, save and load. That's a quick save, and this one is the main save. So I will end the episode here, like I said before. So thank you for watching this episode. Like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and also hit the bell. And until next time, Otto signing out. Matane.